Hello, what's up, and what's happening? Welcome back to yet another Miles Dawkins 24/7 production. And today, the SAU Bulls are in the Las Vegas Bowl to take on Colorado State Rams. It's been a long time coming. It's been 2 straight years of no bowl games, no winning record. But in our 3rd year of existence, we finally broke through, and we are headed to the Las Vegas Bowl. It's been a long time coming. That's all I can truly say. This year wasn't easy. We had a freshman quarterback that made some off-the-field mistakes, got suspended for 2.5 games in total. We had to rely on our backup quarterback who's in his senior season, so this is the last ever game that he will suit up for the SAU Bulls. So again, hasn't been easy, has some tough losses, man. Tony Campbell, freshman quarterback, did not play versus Notre Dame, did not play versus USC, arguably the toughest stretch of our schedule. He was gone. Games, he struggled, but what else is new? We was the only school in the whole wide world giving him a scholarship, so what do you expect? But we get Tony Campbell back for the Georgia game, and I must tell you, it was one of the greatest games of all time. Tony Campbell drove us down late, down by at least 4. Had to get this thing into the end zone. He throws the ball to a wide open man, but he overshoots him, and we end up losing that game. Before a true freshman playing in front of over 85,000 fans in SEC territory, trying to get our first win versus a ranked opponent, and we fell short. But we had no reason to hang our head. We went to Georgia and we handled business even though we lost. So all these things, all this turmoil, that's the reason why we have made it to our first ever bowl game. Now, as you check out some of the other bowl games, we can clearly see that SAU, again, is getting no respect. There's teams that only have 5 or 6 wins that are in better bowl games. So this bowl game right here is just the starting point. It's the starting point for something bigger down the road. So again, this upcoming season, we will be looking to play some bigger opponents. Because I guess the only way to get respect is to earn respect. So let's get into it, man. The Las Vegas Bowl. SAU taking on Colorado State. So here we go, y'all. SAU taking on Colorado State, and on the first play of the ball game, INT for Jesse Graham, and he off to the races. Touchdown SAU on the first play from scrimmage. A pick 6, 43 yards going back the other way. Big time play by the defense, and that's what we look for. Whenever our defense comes out on the field, we are looking to make big plays, and Jesse Graham, our blue chip recruit from a year ago, he came in and did his thing. But then again, give the ball to Matt DeLuca. Matt DeLuca, he's having a fantastic season as well, averaging over 100 yards per game. DeLuca gets away from man, breaks away from Lee, and he is off to the races. Touchdown Colorado State, and just like that, as quick as the hiccup, this ball game is all tied up at 7 apiece. So you see nothing but white jerseys on the ground, and that is never a good sign when you have a running back as fast as Matt DeLuca. So dropping back the pass to Tony Campbell, looking for Ella Bean. He's playing in his last ever college football game, and that pass hits the grass. Trying to get the ball to Carter, we do just that with the direct snap, but he gets brought down in the backfield. So Campbell fires this one to the fullback, and the fullback didn't make an attempt on the pass. So now we're forced to punt, and they have Neal back there. Neal gets away from one man, uses his speed down the sideline, and he will score. So in a minute and 20 seconds of game time, this ball game has gone one direction and has went a whole nother direction within a minute and 20 seconds. Now Colorado State is up by 7 on a punt return. You see this runs over Ella B. Don't know why he's on punt coverage, but he is, and Neal's going to take that thing to the crib. So it's first and 10 for 26, Sean. You know what we got to do. Get our running game going in to pitch this thing downfield to David Carter. David Carter's going to pick up a gain of 9. Campbell looking, firing. Spicer makes the catch. Spicer inside the 40. Spicer being chased from behind, and y'all remember him from season number 1, and anybody from season number 1 is still pretty slow. So here we go. First and goal from the 10-yard line. Through check out the replay. See Spicer gets wide open, breaks a tackle, and then he is off to the races. So it's second and goal from the 10-yard line. Campbell looking. Campbell firing this one to the end zone. Nearly intercepted, trying to hit David Carter out of the backfield. So it's third and goal. Campbell gonna roll out. Campbell, is he going to force this one into coverage? No, he's just going to tuck it and run, get where he can. And we're going to have to settle for a field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good. Now, we definitely wanted to drive down and put 7 on the board to tie this thing up, but we would rather have 3 than have nothing at all. So first and 10 from the 27, Matt DeLuca. Matt DeLuca showing that he got moves, he got wiggles, he got all types of jiggles in his waist, I guess you could say. Matt DeLuca again, and Colorado State has a game plan, and that's to get this dude the ball early and often. Now they're going to do a halfback pass. He runs over lap, throws it back to Schroeder, and he's going to get brought down, and Ken Williams, he is out, and he is out for the rest of the game. So it's second and 10 from the 43-yard line. They give the ball to Morris, and the big fullback bumbles and stumbles his way forward for the solid gain. And now it's third and 3. DeLuca again off to the races, crosses the 30, finally gets brought down inside the 25, down at about the 24-23 yard line. Check out the replay again. Gets a nice block by the fullback, but then it was all Matt DeLuca as he wiggles through traffic and picks up a big first down. So first and 10 for the 22. DeLuca gets hit in the backfield by Lott, and next year Lott will be wearing number 42. Schroeder looking. Schroeder gonna find Johnson. Johnson gonna break a tackle, and Johnson's gonna get his way upfield and picks up another first down. Now Schroeder inside the 10, trying to hit his man Jones, but that pass will lead him out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone. So that pass will be incomplete. They got to settle for a field goal, and that's going to make it a 17-10 ball game. But look at David Carter. David Carter doing it all. Punt return, kick return, out of the backfield making catches, and of course in the run game. And look at those total yards for his career. If you count kick return yards, receiving yards, and rushing yards, he has over 3,400 for his career. Third and 10. David Carter on third and 10 on the ground. Get off me, son. Eat the stiff arm. Lay down inside the 20. David Carter picks up the first down. Move those chains for the SAU Bulls. Campbell gets hit from the blind side, gonna go down in the hands of Williams. He gets his first sack of the ball game. Second and 19 now. Play fake. Campbell looking. Campbell find this one on the run in between traffic. He's gonna hit Spicer, and Fabian Spicer, he's gonna make the catch, pick up the first down. David Carter headed to the end zone, gets inside the pylon. Touchdown SAU, and SAU is right back in the ball game. So big time run right there, and now it's all tied up at 17-all. DeLuca breaking tackles. DeLuca is surrounded by nothing but white jerseys, and that's usually a good sign for SAU. Third and 9 from the 40-yard line. There goes Schroeder, dropping back the pass, takes a shot deep, trying to get an interception, but that pass will hit the grass, and we forced him to go 3 and out. So we give the ball to Henderson. He's also a senior, so you know that he's probably kind of slow, but we have to get him the ball. It's his last college football game. Dropping back the pass, we're going to find Frazier. Frazier gets down the field, and Frazier going to get brought down, but not until he picks up a fresh first down. Now Carter to the left side. Carter crosses the 45-yard line, and he's going to pick up the first down. Gets brought down at the 50. Second and 10. Look at the spin move by Campbell. Campbell get upfield, crosses the 40, picks up the first down into Rams territory, and that's going to be a huge gain on the speed option. Check out the broken tackle. Whoop! Get off him, his son, and he's going to get this thing downfield. So second and 10 from the 30. Campbell looking, fires this one. Is caught by David Carter, gets the foot inbounds, and picks up a fresh set of downs. Move those chains for the Bulls. Carter gonna get the carry. Carter gets upfield, breaks a tackle, and it gets brought down at the goal line. 8 carries, 73 yards so far for my man David Carter. We give the ball to Henderson, and Henderson and Lance Henderson gets into the end zone. Oh, you ain't gotta do that, bro. You ain't gotta do that. This is disrespectful. But we're gonna take a 24-17 lead. So Colorado State, they take back over. Matt DeLuca gonna get brought down by Nobles, but he's gonna pick up a gain of about 9. So now it's third down. They're going to give the ball right back to DeLuca, and Jesse Graham comes up from a strong safety position, makes the tackle. So a minute 30 to go. All we have to do is protect the football, get this thing downfield, get a field goal, maybe get a touchdown, and increase our lead. So dropping back the pass is Campbell. Campbell rolling out. Campbell looking for Carter, who goes over the top of the defender like the big boss Randy Moss used to do back in the day. Campbell looking. Campbell under pressure, and Campbell going down. We have got to learn how to throw the ball away in NCAA 06, but that's going to be a huge sack on the play. So it's second and 24 after a 14-yard loss. Under pressure again right here. We're looking. We see Spicer downfield, but that's going to be intercepted by Royal. He crosses the 30, gets brought down at the 38-yard line. Maybe we should have threw that pass away. I saw Spicer wide open, or should I say Tony Campbell saw Spicer wide open, and he ends up throwing an INT. Look at the Luka. Look at the moves this dude is putting on. Maybe a young Barry Sanders in his day. First and 10. Schroeder looking. Found this one in double coverage, and Neal makes the catch. Has a touchdown in the punt return game. Now he gets a touchdown over 2 SAU defenders, and that's going to make it 24-24 all. Check out the replay. Schroeder, he just threw that thing up, and that results in a touchdown. So 24-24 is the score here in the Las Vegas Sun Bowl. So we get the ball to kick off the second half, and look at David Carter. Gets up to the 30, passes the 40, gets brought out of bounds at around the 46-yard line. 224 total yards for my man David Carter. Now we're going to go up top to Fabian Spicer, who cannot make the catch. Didn't even attempt to go for that football. Campbell going to get dropped by Peoples. They send him on the corner blitz, and that's going to result in a 3 and out. So Colorado State, they take back over, getting the ball to the Luka, and watch out, number 44. That is a problem, because that is my man Lott, who delivered the boomstick upon your forehead. Schroeder looking. Schroeder gonna fire this one to the Luka. Gets brought down by Nobles after a couple on the play. So it's 3rd and 2. Play action pass for Schroeder. Get that thing up out of here, and SAU takes right back over. Going up top to Spicer again, makes the catch. Move those chains. 3 catches, 93 yards for Fabian Spicer. Campbell looking. Campbell going to take off and run. Campbell crosses the 50. Campbell gets inside Colorado State territory. Ball is placed at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Campbell looking. Campbell's rolling out yet again. Takes a shot deep to David Carter, and that pass will be intercepted by Jones. Another interception by this Colorado State defense, and their defense are keeping their team in it. They give the ball to the Luka. The Luka fighting his way through traffic. What else is new? He's going to pick up a solid gain. 3rd and 3. They give the ball to the big fullback Morris. He's going to pick up their 8th first down of the game. Now the Luka up the gut gets a big pancake block, but then Bracey, he is there, and Austin Bracey with the tackle in the strip. My man Taper, he jumps on top of it, and that is going to be a big time first turnover by the SAU Bulls. Austin Bracey, he gets in there in the strips. Give me that football, son. And he got that thing out of there, and we recover it, and now we have a chance to do some damage. 1st and 10 to give it to Henderson. Henderson going to get upfield, and he's going to pick up a big time gain. 2nd and 5. Now we get the ball to David Carter. David Carter, watch out for that stiff arm, son. He's down the sideline. 10-5 touchdown SAU Bulls. And just like that, we take the lead right back. Somebody pointed this out to me in the comment section down below in the last SAU video, that we have incredible blocking tight ends and receivers, especially Fabian Spicer. He be putting people on the ground, and with the running back like David Carter, it's so easy for him to get to the end zone when he got receivers blocking downfield. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain. The Luka, he gets outside, gets away from one man. He's about to get much more than just 3 yards. Crosses the 20, being chased from behind by Nobles, and finally gets brought down at about the 5-yard line. So it's first and goal. The Luka fighting his way forward, but Austin Bracey, he gets in there, and he's gonna bring him down. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Speed option, or triple option I should say, as Schroeder gets into the end zone. Touchdown Rams, and they march down the field as quick as a hiccup, and they tie this thing up. Campbell, little speed option. He's showing everybody how to run the option. Big time gain right there. Campbell looking. Campbell with time, throws this one to Spicer, goes for the user catch, and still can't get to it, as that ball goes right through the hands of Fabian Spicer into the defender's hands of the Rams, and that's going to result in another INT for this Rams defense. So we are struggling through the air, struggling on the ground at times, but we got to focus on the running game. Schroeder looking, gonna take a shot deep on 3rd down, but get that thing up out of here, and we force them to go 3 and out. So we take right back over. To give us to Henderson, he gets all bottled up. Again, Henderson's a senior, trying to give him as many carries as I can, but time to give the ball to the big man, David Carter, but even he gets bottled up after only a few on the ground. So play action pass, Campbell looking, Campbell setting up, Campbell throwing to Johnson, and he just refuses to go for the football. So the game is still tied up at 31, and then the shank of the century. That punt netted 1 yard. Schroeder looking. Schroeder, that ball gets tipped up, intercepted by Bracey, and we take right back over. Huge play right there, just when he thought Colorado State was destined to take the lead after a horrible punt. It gets tipped up in the air by Nobles, and then Bracy Johnny on the spot. He makes the interception, and now it's time to ground and pound. The passing game ain't working. We got to rely on this run game. They give it to David Carter, cuts upfield. He's going to pick up the first down, move those chains for the Bulls. Speed option. Tony Campbell has it. Campbell crosses the 20, and Campbell's going to get brought out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Now David Carter, spin move, gets away from man, but then he puts it on the turf, and the Colorado State Rams recover. Unbelievable. Just when we had a game plan to keep it on the ground, it looked like David Carter fumbles, and to me it's like that's his first fumble of the whole season, and it couldn't have come at a worse time, because now Colorado State gets a mulligan as they can do it all over again. DeLuca headed to the end zone, breaks a tackle, gets caught from behind by Taper. Touchdown saving tackle by the senior outside linebacker Morris. He gets upfield and get brought down by Pitts, and Pitts, he's gonna have to leave the game as well. So up the gut with DeLuca, he finds his way to the end zone. Touchdown Rams. 3:09 to go. SAU has been in this situation time and time again. Let's give it to our big man David Carter, but there's nothing but green jerseys around him. Campbell, play action, looking, firing this one over, and that's going to be tipped up and intercepted again. Jennings gets his hands on it, and that is a disastrous interception. That is the worst thing that could happen at that time. And then DeLuca, you can't really blame the defense. They've been on the field almost the whole second half. Clearly they're gassed, and DeLuca made that one look easy. So on the ensuing kickoff, David Carter about a couple yards deep in his end zone, gonna get past the 10, gets away from one man, crosses the 20, and gets brought down at about the 24-yard line. So first and 10, play action pass. Campbell rolling to the outside. Campbell looking, fires this one, connects the dots to Spicer, holds on to it. First down, Bulls. Campbell with time, fires this one deep, takes a shot, and that's going to be incomplete, looking for Ellaby. So now Campbell looking, firing this one, and that's going to get batted away. So now it's going to be third down. Campbell got to make a play. Campbell's rolling to the left side. He's going to stop. Pop fires this one deep down the field to Ellaby, and it looks like the DBs know exactly what is coming. Fourth down now. Last chance for the Bulls if they don't pick this up. Campbell with running room. Gets a nice block by Fabian Spicer. Gets up to the 30. Crosses the 25. First down, Bulls. Hope is still on their side. Campbell looking. He's going to tuck it and run. No, he's going to stop. Pop. Going to find his big tight end. Move those chains. Bulls. So here we go, first and goal. Campbell looking. Campbell gets away, but Campbell goes down again. Gonna set up third and goal from the 4. Speed option now to give is to David Carter. He gets brought down in the backfield. Fourth and goal from the 7. Campbell looking. Campbell's gonna tuck the run. He's gonna get into the end zone. Touchdown SAU. They only have 2 timeouts left, so you know that they have to go for the onside kick. Onside kick time. Riley kicks it, goes right to Floyd of Colorado State, and that is going to wrap this one up. Our first ever bowl appearance in school history ends in defeat. Campbell, he threw a lot of interceptions. Probably should have ran the ball in some of those situations. David Carter, once again, over 150 yards, put the team on his back like he does every single Saturday. I felt like we needed to spread the field though and get some people open downfield. It just didn't happen. You're gonna see the numbers by Tony Campbell. They were just flat out disgusting, ugly. DeLuca had a big time game on the ground. I believe he had over 300 yards rushing. We never give that up ever, but that's what happened today. You check out his QB rating. I believe that says, it's hard to see on my screen because it's in blue, but I believe it's like in the 50s. 4 INTs, no touchdowns. Again, David Carter, 144 yards rushing, averaging 8 yards per carry, plus 2 TDs. Campbell on the ground with us. Even Lance Henderson had a pretty nice day on the ground. Fabian Spicer, he got a catch. No catch for Ellaby, I don't believe, in his last game as a SAU Bull. But that's going to wrap this one up. So we got a recruiting video coming up next, and then we're going to pick our schedule. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I enjoyed bringing it to you. Hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day, and I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. Hi, sauce.